riotous change. The ice is finally breaking up. I can see open ocean off in the distance, but where I stand it is still frozen and coated in snow. I can't pinpoint exactly where it becomes open ocean. Is there a gradual shift with little floating pieces of ice? Or is it a sudden drop-off, a stark contrast between immobile and lively? There is fog today. It limits my perception of the world. I can only see so much. From where I sit in the field, I might think that it extends forever, fading off into the mist. But there is a drop-off and ocean below. Though it is comforting to only have to process a small portion of the world, my inability to see as far as I ordinarily can frightens me. The area past the mist is unknown, and though the landscape has been consistent, who knows what might have changed in the span of one short day. Ordinarily, I live near the Mississippi River in Minnesota. There's a special bridge that goes across this river called the High Bridge. It takes this name because it is high, spanning from bluff to bluff instead of sinking to nearly the level of the water, as ordinary bridges do. Every morning the mist from the river rises, and when crossing the bridge, there is a point in the middle where I cannot see the land on either side. This is the moment that I live for, the moment where I'm suspended between two unknowns, completely isolated from the rest of the world. Today is a momentous day. It is the first where the snow and water did not have the opportunity to freeze overnight. Even before the sun comes out, there are puddles, snow that lacks its usual crusty top and is instead complete mush. When the snow melts, it peels back the layers of the earth so that it may become what it was meant to be. The snow melts, and slowly more and more pieces of earth become exposed. The pine needles, the little crumbs of sticks, the tree bark that hasn't seen the sun since November. Finally, the tufts of grass peek out. Slowly, and then gaining speed, they become patches standing out against the snow. Quickly now, the patches multiply, then meet and join. Once spring begins, it can't help but go rapidly when it can. Everything right now exists in a state of riotous change. The snow breathes a sigh of relief as it melts, soaking into the earth. The ground wakes up after having been frozen for so long and opens itself up to the possibility of absorbing water. Before long, the soaking in period is past, and all that is left to do is create mud. Where I grew up, the snow would melt, of course, but then it would funnel away in gutters and drains to the river. Sure, the earth would be spongy, there might be puddles on the side of the sidewalk, but the abundance of concrete left little chances for mud. Everything here screams, I have potential for mud. Just let the snow melt, let a little rain fall, and I will be as muddy as the I'll get out. Even though the mud is different and inconvenient, I am coming to see the value in it. It lets me fully acknowledge the messy passage between winter and spring, and that transition is something that grounds me in the change of seasons. It is a change that I am appreciating more and more. It turns out that the coming of spring was a lie. I woke the following morning to sheets of ice and a light dusting of snow. Yesterday's deep footprints have solid sheets of ice at the bottom. And though this instance of warm weather did not last long, it was a sign that true spring is waiting just around the corner. Thank you.